Has he texted you back yet?
No, but I've not been paying attention.
Why? What are you looking at?
Just looking at YouTube videos.
Anything good?
Yeah, just a couple of Dashins.
Dashins?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Dashins. Let me see.
Yeah.
You alright, guys? I got it.
Got what?
The Mummy. Brendan Fraser.
No. Sean, we're going to the cinema to see The Mummy.
You what?
They've rebooted it. It's not Brendan Fraser.
It's Tom Cruise.
What have we done to the world? Look what we've done.
Do you think he's okay?
I don't think so, but I've went back to watching YouTube videos about Dashins.
Can I watch? Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. I mean...
What the hell?
You are alive because you were chosen.
Chosen? By what? Evil. The ultimate evil.
Legend has it she's a being of unimaginable powers. Now she's using you to regain them.
Oh my God.
She will not stop until she has remade our world into her own.
Just stay with me.
I'm scared.
I'm gonna figure this out.
Don't leave me.
You can't run. You can't escape. She's got plans for you.
Hello! Welcome to another episode of Cinema or Skip. Today we are going to be talking about The Mummy.
Mummy.
Yeah.
AKA Mission Impossible Mummy Protocol.
Mummy Protocol. Okay, so as you can tell from Sean's reaction, we were not looking forward to going to see this film. We hold Brendan Fraser and that trilogy, and well, as it,
By trilogy, you mean The Mummy, The Mummy Returns, and Scorpion King, because
Yes.
The Tomb of the Dragon Emperor did not exist.
because
Oh,
it
yeah,
didn't
that
have Rachel Weisz in it and it doesn't exist. Anyway, as you can tell, we really, really hold that dear to our hearts. When we heard that they were sort of carrying that on, but sort of ignoring Brendan Fraser, we were a bit like, oh, okay. But we've been to see it. We have sacrificed our own hard-earned money for you. And now you're going to find out whether it was worth it. So, oh, by the way, spoilers in this review. We're just gonna lay it all on you, and you can decide if you want to hear it or not. That's your choice.
Go see the film first if you don't want to see the spoilers, then come
Yeah.
back here and find out what we thought about it.
Yeah.
or wait till it's on TV?
Well, you'll know at the end of the review what you should do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, brief little plot run through. Mummy. Tom Cruise finds a mummy.
Yeah, that's basically the
Tom
plot.
Cruise finds a mummy, and then there's a curse, and then
Mummy wants to bring evil demon back to the world set through Tom Cruise's body.
Yeah, and the whole film is about him avoiding that happening
Chaos.
until
Chaos,
the
that's
very
it.
end. So, are we starting with negatives or positives this time?
Let's go with the positives.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to go first then?
Because there's surprisingly some positives.
There are
Yeah.
positives. We were shocked.
I know. For my positive, and I use that in a singular sense, is some of the effects. For one of the things, the trailer depicts the plane sequence, or the vomit comet, is what is also known as in real life terms. That's quite good, especially when they're tumbling around on the plane. That was quite good. And when you know about what Tom Cruise does in previous films, you know that's legit.
Yeah.
There's also the scenes where the corpses are reanimated by the mummy. Aminette. It's the way they just move, really horrific, little bodies twisting. I've never seen a limp finger. There's no bones
her
in it.
nails.
There was one of the things where it was actually a bit more graphic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit more graphic, and sounds and everything were crunching and all that.
Thank God for the 15 rating.
Yeah.
That was quite good. I think the other bit was obviously this is in the trailers again, even on the posters where you see Aminette's double irises on her eyes. That's actually quite good how they did that. That's a unique, original way of doing that little effect. So many other effects were little run of the mill kind of special effects, like the sandstorm face and all that.
Yeah. We've seen that before.
Yeah, in The Mummy of all things. But yeah, that's my positive is the effects.
Sean, hit us with your positives.
Alright, well, funny enough, one of the gripes we had was Tom Cruise.
Oh, yeah.
About him taking the lead from Brendan Fraser. Now, obviously, Brendan Fraser is aged, so he can't really take control of these films anymore.
Do you know how old Tom Cruise is?
Do you know how young Tom Cruise looks?
Yeah, that's probably the case.
That is Botox to...
Well, basically, the point is that Brendan Fraser can't go on forever, so they have to get someone in new. And for this case, they brought in Tom Cruise for some reason. We'll never know the answer.
A-listers,
probably. But you know what? He was actually all right. He wasn't going to be like his annoying self, at least for half of this film. Basically, for the first half of this film, he's actually very charismatic. He's actually quite a good action adventure hero, quite quick-witted, quite actually likable.
We forgot it was Tom Cruise.
Yeah, to the point where we're actually, you forgot it was Tom Cruise. I think we got to fight the writers in some cases for that dialogue.
Probably.
But there is a point where he does kind of, in my opinion, go back to being the kind of actor that everyone knows he is today, which is kind of a bit one-noted. And he does get held back a bit. And yeah, that's really it. He's good for half of the film, and then for the second half of the film, he's just basically his usual Tom Cruise self. And then there's Russell Crowe as well. Yeah, Russell Crowe. Fighting around the world. He actually does have a fight in this film. But he is basically playing... I don't think this is a spoiler now because I think it got revealed before the film even came out. Yeah. He is playing Jekyll and Hyde in this dark universe they're setting up. And basically for this one, he is as Colt has mentioned to me in the past, he's like the Nick Fury or the Bruce Wayne for the Marvel and DC universes. He's setting up everything.
He's there for Universal.
Franchise.
Yeah, basically he's got all the little nooks and crannies that's going to bring this team together. And he's basically did his job all right. He was Mr. Exposition for most of the film until eventually he became Hyde, and his Hyde was a lot of fun. Went for a proper Cockney Hyde.
Yes.
Yeah, so...
I liked it.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say was I expect a bit more from the Hyde, but in the end, I think you guys mentioned to me that obviously if they're going to go a bit more out there with it, they're going to probably save it for another film.
Yeah, I did say that. It's just that if you're going to do... You don't want Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde to distract from the actual story that you're in by going into his powers rather than the mummy. She's supposed to be the focus.
Yeah.
In a film called The Mummy.
But yeah, so the cast, in the end, the two leads delivered, and in the end, the cast did their job. And probably another positive I would say is I actually enjoyed the backstory of the mummy. I hate to say it, a little bit more than Imhotep's. I think there was a bit more depth. Imhotep's is a love story, yes. Whereas this mummy, I think, what was her name? Amenet?
It's a story about power.
Amenet.
Yeah, it's a power. She was entitled to the throne, and then all of a sudden,
Bouncing baby boy.
yeah, father liked one of the slaves, and one of the slaves gave birth to a son, so she lost her entitlement to the throne.
I thought it was their mum.
No, it kind of gave an impression that it was like a slave that the father was kind of interested in.
Maybe
she was quite
maybe
young.
Or maybe just a second wife.
It might be
Multiple wives.
It might be
wasn't
multiple
it?
wives. It was Egypt. But in the end, Pharaoh gave birth to a son, which basically stopped.
The pharaoh gave birth to a son.
Yes, he did. It was a cruel. You know what? The pharaoh had a son, all right, and basically it stopped Amenet from being the next
queen.
pharaoh,
Yeah.
and she was not happy about it. So she sold her soul basically to the devil.
To Set.
It was the same thing. Okay,
Yeah,
Set,
it
the
was.
god of the god of
The
death.
god of death.
Yeah.
And
Egyptian god.
because of that, she goes evil, starts killing
Weird tattoos.
people, and because
Double
of that,
irises.
that's the reason why she gets not mummified.
Kills
And like I say, I think it added a bit of depth to this mummy in particular.
kills the
and-
baby, which is dark.
Yeah,
Yeah, she killed. There was
killed
there's
him.
baby killing. Yeah, Imhotep didn't kill any babies.
He might have. He crushed a few buildings.
Yeah.
You don't know who was inside
That's casualty, but this is
Inside what?
the buildings.
Well, casualty Egypt.
Casualty Egypt. Oh, is Charlie in that one as well?
But yeah, I like the backstory, and for me personally, I actually enjoyed. I think the death just gave it a little bit of a push ahead of Imhotep. But you know, Imhotep's backstory with an axe on the moon is always going to hold a place in my heart.
An axe on a moon.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
love that.
But yeah, speaking of this new mummy, do you want to actually give us your thoughts on the actual actress who played the new mummy?
Sophia Boutella. Did I say that right?
I think so, yeah.
Sophia Boutella.
I'm sure someone will correct you.
Go ahead. I loved Sophia Boutella in this. I mean, I loved her when we saw her in Kingsman. She was fantastic in that. And she just comes into this and she just does exactly what she should. She was believable. She embodied the character. She rocked those tattoos and she wore wraps. She wore wraps and still looked amazing.
Yeah.
Was it like a mummy wrap?
No, it's like she'd had a spa treatment. She just did so well with the character, and like you say, her backstory, the writing for it was fantastic. The one criticism I would have is that the film doesn't utilise her enough. No. She is the title character, really, and there's not enough screen time for her. There's not enough destruction. And you spend a lot of time watching her regenerate, and I would have liked to have seen more of her. And when you see the end of the film, you realise you won't get to see any more of her. So
I don't know. They kind of left it open.
No, how open? They closed the sarcophagus.
Yeah, but with everything that happens in the film and things that happen to certain people, it's still open.
I don't think she's coming back. Put it that way.
We
That's
got
my
a
personal
multi-picture
opinion.
contract. That's probably what happens. I'm not too sure.
But yeah, she played Amenet really, really well. My other positive for this film would be the action sequences. Colt's already mentioned the aeroplane, which was very Mission Impossible, but like very, very well executed. It was professionally done.
Like it
was so believable. Like you were looking at it like, whoa. And
it's like one of the best bits of the film, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I think it was the best bit of the film.
I thought it was real.
Yeah, it was. It was basically you didn't question it at all. You didn't question it.
I think it looked like a set rotation kind of camera, where the camera probably did the movements,
because I thought
or the sets as well.
I thought I heard it was an actual 0G airplane of some sort.
Oh, it might have been.
Google it.
Yeah, Google
find
it.
out. Let us know in the
Google
comments. But anyway, it looks
can't be
amazing. What else? Like all the fight sequences and everything, they were just so very well executed. But you come to expect that from a movie that has Tom Cruise in it because he does do stunts really, really well.
Yeah, he does.
And I think that the other actors held their own in terms of keeping up with him for action sequences, and it's just jam packed. With like,
you actually get a Crowe versus Cruise fight.
Crowe versus Cruise. Play Schmetz now.
Oh god.
I liked it. I liked that action.
Yeah, the action was great.
Okay. We've got to talk about the negatives now. We've got to talk about the negatives. I wonder if this bit will be much longer than the first bit. Sean, I'm going to ask you first. Go on.
there are a couple of things in this film which,
A couple.
yeah, the negatives are going to outweigh the positives. Not by much, actually, but it's still... Basically, there's things that this film takes from other films that, at least for me, are very distracting. Basically, what happens is, and like I say, we warned you about spoilers, is that Tom Cruise has a best friend in this film.
Shock.
And that best film... That best
friend.
I mean, that best friend... We're going back if we're going to talk about Cruise's best film. But that best friend ends up kicking the bucket. And then comes back to life. And Tom Cruise is the only one who can see him. And the corpse of his friend is basically telling him is that you've got to die to get through this curse which he's been given to by Aminet. And if that doesn't sound familiar to anyone, I'll happily tell you, it feels like it completely stole from American Werewolf in London, where the lead gets bitten by a werewolf. That werewolf also kills his best friend, and then when he's recovering, his best friend basically starts haunting him and tells him, you've got to kill yourself, otherwise you're going to end up killing other people because you're going to turn into a werewolf and stuff like that. And for me, that was very distracting.
I've got to be honest, I've seen that film as well. It was a long time ago, but because it was a long time ago, it didn't distract me.
No, it's just that, like I say, American Werewolf in London is such a classic that it just did cement in my head. I was just like, yeah, this is completely taking from that film.
Original.
It's a good. It goes throughout the middle chunk of the film, like he's interfering constantly, but then there's a good period where he's like gone, and then he just shows up near the before the finale.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, it actually did feel like because he pops up like when the sandstorm happens, like, hey, follow me, I know where the thing you need to get to is. And we're just like, oh, you've been gone for like a good half an hour.
He's having a rest. He's dead. It's tiring.
Yeah. So for me, that was a very distracting thing that throughout the middle act of the film was just, I feel like it was more stolen than a homage or anything like that. And finally, the finale is poor. It's a very underwhelming finale. It's nowhere up there with Brendan Fraser flinging a sword about killing mummies, but trying our best not
what's
to...
that line?
No.
No, the line where he's like, go back to hell and take your friends with you.
That's 2.
I don't care, it's still a line and it's from the mummy and it's aggressive.
But
like
I say, try not to compare this to the 1999 Mummy, because we can do that in a future video. Remember First Take or Remake. But Cruise hardly does anything, really. He basically, the last thing that happens is he tries to pick a fight with the main mummy, and he gets his ass kicked.
Gets beaten up by a woman. It's grim. It'd
be even funny if it was Katie Holmes, his ex-wife.
Oh.
Why the hell was that not a part of the casting? But yeah, like I say, not much happens. It's all, majority of the film is taking place in England, so it kind of feels like I feel like we're in the wrong place kind of thing, so that kind of like takes it away from you a little bit as well.
Darling, where are the pyramids? I can see Big Ben.
She raises mummies. She raises, what is it? Crusader Knights.
Crusader Knights.
Yeah, I was thinking, what? I know you can raise the dead, but it doesn't feel like this should be happening.
Mummy say what?
It's just like, we're English, darling. That doesn't work on us.
It's a good way to start the film off. It's called The Mummy. Let's start with the Crusades.
Yeah, it does start in England. But the finale, very underwhelming, doesn't really lead to anything. But it's funny enough, actually leads to probably one of the most funniest things you'll ever see in your life. And it's the first time I've nearly burst out laughing in a cinema.
He had to put his hands over his mouth. I was sat next to him.
There's a bit. Basically, the whole film is about Tom Cruise needs to be sacrificed in order for this. What is it? Set.
The god of death.
The god of death to enter his body and take over. And in the end, he does that because he has to save Jenny. Jenny. Who?
We'll get to Jenny.
Yeah. So he has to save Jenny. That's all I'm going to say. So Seth gets in there. And basically there's a bit where he's really got, it's all about, you're a good person inside, so fight the evil and all that. And he does that.
Oh, it gives him the power to control life and death.
Yeah,
that's
important.
It.
That's important.
Jenny's dead at this point.
And
he wants to say that.
Yeah, I was going to say that for you, but...
Well, it's just...
Yeah, it helps. But there's a bit where he's like, I'm gonna wake up. He's like trying to save her, and he's like, I don't know what to do. And he goes, wake up! He actually screams those words, and his face bursts into a monster.
It's like Gollum face. It's like Gollum face, and he's like, wake up! It's so bad.
And his face just completely explodes into a monster, and it's just so hilarious because you just never see that. Yeah, it comes out of nowhere, and probably because it's Tom Cruise as well. You don't expect that kind of thing from Cruise.
No, it's like Storks.
It was just like,
Storks.
oh yeah, the back off.
Back off.
Oh, it was just so out of left field, and then obviously, and it just made me laugh. And I couldn't take the rest of the film seriously after that because
Well, to be fair, it was near the end, so it wasn't much to take seriously.
yeah, but there was like obviously a scene where Crew's like, I'm a monster now, so I can join
and when
this
he gets all
lineup.
Edward Cullen.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a monster now. Leave me alone, Bella. But you're just still laughing from that cartoonish face.
Oh.
I can't wait for the DVD or a clip of that to come out so someone could just put cartoon sound effects on.
GIF.
Oh, GIF it, yeah.
GIF.
It should be like when Cruise sees the box office for The Mummy. But yeah, that's it. That's my points. So, speaking of the female lead, do you want to give us an idea?
I'll discuss it.
Yes.
I'll pass my judgment. Female lead is completely forgettable. You don't give a toss about her. She's very nice, and she's very British and blonde and archaeological.
Well, British.
But she's just sort of, you just don't give one about her. She hasn't got any redeeming qualities. You find out that she's like she's working with Dr. Jekyll or whatever, Dr. Hyde, whatever.
Dr. Jekyll, then Mr. Hyde.
Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
Dr. Jekyll. She's working with Dr. Jekyll. And so she's a bit morally dubious. She's not good, but she's not bad. It's like she's using Dr. Jekyll in order to be able to do her archaeological work because she can't get money from anywhere else. But she's sort of aware that he's not doing some great things and that they have conflict on things. She's just a bit like, oh.
She has all the traits for being an interesting character, but it just seems like
the developer enough.
Yeah, there's no real development. I don't think the actress really gives it that much.
No, I like the actress. I just feel like in terms of the writing, there could have been more for her. And she's just underdeveloped.
Just felt like a trope to me because I'm pretty sure I've seen the character before. Like it's like the British woman with high aspirations and life goals. Like it's like, this is my life's work. It's like that similar line of words. Like, this is my life's work. This I can't
like Evie.
Like who?
Like Evie.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's like another reference.
But
there.
but the thing about Evie from the original 1999 Mummy, you like Evie, you care about Evie.
She kicks ass.
Even though in the first films she's really quite weak.
She's quite. I think it's because she's quite clumsy and she's actually quite human. And I think, like I said, I'll let you finish your point and I'll bring this up. But she's likable because like the first time you see her, she destroys a library. She does what any other person would do in that situation. She's clumsy and stuff like that. It's just little things like that which work. Whereas she seemed like your stereotypical like woman who has aspirations but then eventually
sells out. Yeah, you don't care about her, in summary. The other negative point that I would have is that the plot is completely forgettable. I mean, it must have been about 2 hours ago that we got out of the cinema, and I already can't remember half the things that were in the film. And normally, we're able to sit here and discuss it and go, oh, I really like this bit, or I really like... and we've really struggled with the plot for this, because it's just not memorable at all. It's lackluster and just no, it doesn't live up to. There's no quotability. There's no humor. There's no. Well, there's miniature humor.
There's basically a lack of charm. I think that the 1999 one had. It had a lot of charm in its action adventure, but also balancing out the horror and scare factor in there as well. Whereas this one just, I don't think had that.
Colin, what about your negatives?
My negatives, I've saved these for the last because I feel like these are very important, especially in regards to the film and what in the future. Well, basically, in the film, there's an organization called Prodigium, which investigates all these supernatural stuff, like the gods and monsters, which is led by Dr. Jekyll himself. Now that would have been great, but it had so much emphasis on this film. You kind of forget, like, wait, is this to do with money? Wait, is this to do with the mummy of some sort? Like, I remember there being a mummy of some sort. What's all this now? It just felt so distracting. It's like it had nothing to do with the main antagonist. Like, it just came out of nowhere, basically. And even afterwards, like, she's not the antagonist. She's a prisoner, and then the new antagonist is Mr. Hyde because he doesn't take his meds and all this sort of stuff. It just felt really distracting, and it just proves a point. Like, even if you're going to set up a universe, you need to make sure your films can stand on their own before you go all ahead. Like, there's like this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this, and it kind of fumbled. And I was basically, it's like I've seen online, so like these. Like an article is like, these are the things you shouldn't do when you're setting up a cinematic universe, and we might not even get the name Dark Universe anymore. But yeah, that's what it felt like to me, and it's like it didn't work really well, especially like when you're trying to set up this film. Like, it didn't help the plot wasn't memorable.
Yeah. So
it's a very not a good first step, and it's like this is the second attempt at the first step basically. But like Dracula Untold was the first step, but that's about it. But that's what I got from this. Like, it just completely shifted the tone. As like we've discussed the same. Like, the first act felt like the Mummy. The second act felt like something else, and then the third act like the teaser trailer for the next 5 films or whatever, starring The Invisible Man, Wolfman, Bride of Frankenstein, all that stuff.
Yeah.
If we get them now, I'm not too sure. But that's what it felt like to me. As like, hopefully, if they are going to go through with it, maybe they can fix it, but I don't know if it was too far gone now. But we'll see how it goes with the next film, whatever that is, basically.
Okay. Good summary. So, it's that time.
Yes, it is.
It's the time for cinema or skip. I'm going to start with Sean.
Oh, God. You know what? I didn't think this was going to be as strong as this. I thought I was going to have a stronger decision on this, but it's actually not as strong. I'm going to say skip, but it's not a complete like skip. I want some skips now. But there's potential there. There is some good bits, but there's more bad bits. Hopefully, like I say, like Cole said, they could potentially fix it with future films. But it's not the best first step to take. If it weren't for this dark universe, this film would not be remembered in about 5 or 10 years' time.
I don't think it's going to be remembered by December, to be fair.
But like I say, there's other films coming out, so I'm guaranteed those future films are going to remind you that the Mummy existed. Where it goes, I'm a little bit interested, but I'm not completely going to be jumping out my seat going, oh, where are we going next? It wasn't the complete disappointment I thought it was going to be, so that's basically a compliment to it. But again, it lacked in certain things. Yeah.
Okay. Coltwin, cinema or skip?
Well, to be honest, I'm kind of glad we saw this film because you know why? This is my first skip.
Oh, Colt's first
You goody
skip.
two-shoe.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, it did have potential, and it's like we basically knew this is not going to go well. It was like, so our expectations were like there,
Lower
underground,
than low.
just underground. Like the mole people are seeing it. What the hell's that?
That's my expectations, mole people.
It's like, well, hit me on the head. But yeah, so basically this didn't work out so well. There were some good bits, but not enough to redeem a rewatch. And like I said, we'll see how the other films go, but it's now got a little thing dragging it. It's like you've got some heavy weight on your shoulders, basically.
Yeah.
Got a lot of things to pick up from that.
Woo.
What about you, Abby?
When I left the cinema, I thought it was going to be cinema. Now that I have had time to consider, I'm going to say skip as well. I think it's a nice watch for a one-time viewing. I wouldn't go to the cinema and pay money for it again. I would say that you might want to watch it on DVD one day. It was entertaining. There are some good effects in it. The actors are good in it. I just think that, like has been said before, it doesn't live up to its predecessors. It's not a good start to a new cinematic universe. It's weak. But yeah, good for a once watch, really. So it doesn't look like a good time for The Mummy, does it? It's not a good time. We won't talk about Rotten Tomatoes, but you can Google that.
Yeah.
So that's all for this episode. Sorry to end on such a sad note. But if you would like to see us do a first take or remake of 1999 Brendan Fraser versus 2017 Tom Cruise, then let us know in the comment section below. We will be happy to do that for you because it means we get to watch Brendan Fraser. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe. We love subscribers. And our next... Yeah, like us. Everywhere. And our next one should be...
We'll let you know.
Ooh,
We'll let you know.
I wonder what it will be. We'll see you guys soon. Take care and bye for now.
Bye.
Mummy, Mama.
Are you Doctor
Mom.
Whoing me right now?
Mom.
No, you are
Family
Family Guying me
Mom.
right now.
Mummy,
Oh.
Mama.
What?
It's like, we want Brendan Fraser. Now.
Bye.